Alright, this is take two. Back down in the basement, and as you can tell by the rail, you can probably guess what I have up. Oh look, I put up the 1035. This was an absolute pain in the butt to install, and the only reason is because I literally spent 2 hours making a chain for this, and I'm not even joking. I actually did spend 2 hours. Originally I was going to use this chain on the square rail, but it was way too long. I would tighten the turnbuckle and there would be way too much slack in it. Still a ton of slack. So I had some chain. I had the rest of the chain from what I cut off of that chain and the chain that I made for that Sears in the corner. I threw those two together and made some chain for this opener. You can see right here is where the two, right there is where the two different pieces of the chain go together. And it took quite a few tries to get this to the right length. Definitely had some choice words to say about that, but I got it together and it works, so I'm happy with it. This is the arm that came with the opener. You can see it's actually, this piece here is actually quite a bit longer. And I do have it close to straight up and down, and that's just that it closes farther, because otherwise it'll run into the stop bolt. You can see this is an older arm. You can see it's quite a bit shorter on the curved portion. So, yeah. This is the Chamberlain header bracket. This does move around some. That's just because the rail's a little skinnier. Also, this is one of the reasons that I redid the back hangs. Before on the GX9000, the back hangs were between those two pipes there, and I was able to move them back, and I also lowered it so that the opener wasn't so high above the door. I also made a different kicker that's longer. What's funny, if I don't have the kicker on this, shakes a ton, but the kicker really makes it solid. This is the kicker I used on the GX9000. You can see it's not long enough to do diagonal. I do have a little bit of angle left over. Not quite sure what I'm going to do with that yet. Maybe I cut it in half and put some kickers that way for no reason. I don't know, make this thing more sturdy than it already is. Safety third, got my eyes mounted here. This is the flashlight remote. This I do have programmed to it. I have the original remote, see right there, programmed to it, and its original button here, which is what we're going to use to run this up. It's very quiet. It's kind of a harsh stop since it doesn't slow down, but this is the quietest opener by far that I've had up here. Here's the bottom of it, by the way, model 1035. Actually, it says on the back that it's a model 1035-VE2. Also, I stuck the label from the wall button back there. So, yep. And that's the clearance I got there. So, works pretty well. I put the this keypad out here. This is the keypad that you can get for these. Let's come around here and get you a little bit of a different angle. Run this down. It seems to close faster than it opens. Also, you can hear that the spring makes the noise even after lubing it. I don't know why this spring doesn't seem like it wants to stretch for some reason. I've tried stretching it, it doesn't really want to. Seems kind of odd to me. Run this back up, and then I'm going to show you a couple things. Yeah. Alright, so what's kind of interesting about this operator, when you knock the sensors out of line, see that one's flashing now, that the machine just sits there and clicks instead of actually running. And it doesn't matter if I show you the code because it's in the basement. You can see the machine just clicks. The other thing, this actually has kind of an instant reverse on the sensors, and it's not as harsh on the door as I thought it would be. Let me just get this bolt tightened back down here and I'll show you. So I'll start the door closed and then knock the sensors out of line. So we'll start it closed, knock the sensors out of line. So reverse is pretty quick, but it's not that harsh with it. It does, it's just when it gets all the way up and stops, it's kind of sudden. So we'll run this down. It's not perfectly on center either, but again, that's just because the header bracket here is not perfect either. So yeah, turned out pretty well. Glad that it actually worked. So here's the other thing. I put the Craftsman belt drive up. I haven't touched this thing since I got it actually, so figured I might as well go ahead and use it. I've got the eyes here. This is a model 139.53964 SRT. Got the foam in the case. Not the original button, but that's the button it would have come with. Somebody had asked me a question if, or not if, but on how to program the remote to run the opener lights. So I'll show you how to do that real quick. I'm going to program this middle button to do that. And this will work on any Chamberlain made opener that's got a multifunction console. So it'll work on Security Plus and Security 2.0. So all you're going to do is you're going to pick the button you want, push and hold that, push and hold the light button, and push and hold the lock button. When the opener light flashes, now the remote, and I'm not pushing the wall button, the remote will control the light. Also, if you lock out, oh, this lock button's a little messed up. There we go. So if you lock out the remote, it will still run it will still control the light. It's just not going to run the door, is all. So, alright, so we'll give this one run here real quick, and then that's going to be it. It's very quiet. This does, by the way, use the newer style belt. Back down. And there you go. That is the Craftsman silent drive. And the 1035 on the door. Thanks for watching.